Hi there, Flash Drivesman here with another episode of Ambition. This is my third attempt to record this because I tried to record it last night and my hard drive kept deciding to crash on me or kept telling me it was full and it was a nightmare. I've got about 15 minutes in 3 times on the bounce, so we're going to try again. Hopefully we'll get through it this time. Right, so I've done these 2 parties twice already. Okay, this is a bourgeoisie wine tasting on our AIDS gift. Go to the party. Yep, not bothered about that. You should get rid of the yep. Everybody's happy. Power's gone down. Let's go this one. So this is a messenger at the door. We've got somebody doesn't like us because we're not bourgeoisie. Yeah, I have done both of these twice. I'm going to do this one. Our messenger's arrived at the door, bearing pressing information. This scandal cheese might be worth quite a bit if you were the one to obtain it. Strolling through the event, you find yourself in the vestibule of the party venue again. The room is empty and the doorman appears to be off doing something else. You're startled by a frantic banging on the front door. Open the door. You open the door to see a young man who's sweating profusely, and you can see a horse outside pacing anxiously back and forth. Without a word, he steps inside. Once inside, he frantically looks around the otherwise empty room. Excuse me, but can you help me find Madame Marie de Lorraine, the Countess de Brion? I have grave and potential scandalous use for her. We can try and persuade him to give it to me, which I don't think he'll do, or we can help him find it. I'm going to do this one. Oui, madame, we haven't a moment to spare. You lead him into the party to search immediately for the Countess de Brion. Together, the 2 of you find her quickly and pull her away from the car into the vestibule. Certain that 3 of you are alone, the messenger begins to frantically whisper in her ear. Mon Dieu, she gasps. I know, madame, the messenger replies gravely. Recomposing herself after this stunning revelation, the Countess turns to you. Madam, you have done me a great service I shall never forget. Okay, so hopefully that will. I did it because I've done that twice now, and I did that specifically like that because hopefully she might help us later on at some point. I hope she does anyway. Yep. Yeah, fine. Oh, what I did forget as well. Remember that book we had in the military party a couple of weeks ago, episode or 2 ago, and I told you I'd reached out to the dev to show them the clip of the video where it came up. Well, I heard back from one of the devs a couple of days ago that yeah, it is a bug and they are going to fix it. So basically, if you find a bug in the game, it's always worth letting them know about it. Don't sit on it. So we've got run-of-the-mill standard conversation. We've got Monsieur Maindorf. Oh, yeah, this bloke just yeah. Or we've got somebody doesn't like us because we're not bourgeoisie. Or we've got this one down here. Notice someone approaching you and you sense some sort of amorous intent from her, but something about the whole situation feels off. Something scandalous to be sure, but you're not certain if you want to be so close to it. Yeah, I've done that 2 or 3 times. It goes absolutely nowhere. I'm going to go with this one. Every group has its ways of measuring one's worth and whether they deserve to belong. With the aristocracy, it's entitled with the church's faith. With the bourgeois, it's simply money. Also, with the bourgeoisie parts, we get 3 events as well. Right. Circling the party, you see an interesting group of people. The conversation is flying between them quickly and easily. And I pressed that before I wanted to. However, just as you start to approach them, you're stopped. You get stopped by a woman you've never seen before. A moment of your time, if you please, he says in a tone of voice that suggests you actually don't have a choice. Madame de Kai, I'm a little curious as to how you fit in with all this. She continues, gesturing discreetly to the party of trendy and moneyed individuals all around you. You maintain a diplomatically neutral facial expression and take a deep sip of your wine. Here it comes, the lecture. The bourgeoisie is a unique group, and as we're the only ones who have to maintain their status, once they achieve, let's do that again. The bourgeoisie is a unique group, as with the only ones where one has to maintain their status once they achieve it. The aristocracy are born into their titles and will keep them, no matter how poor they become or how ineffectually they wield their powers. Members of the militia are considered veterans for life. We're not like them. Every single day is a struggle to maintain our status. There can be no rest for us because everything we do matters. Everyone here deserves to be here. Why do you? You must understand if I don't seem like I belong, it's because I'm just getting started. I didn't get here by stopping to thrive myself to everyone who asks. Now move aside. Or Madame Gazelle does love seeing me at these things, so I guess that's why. Every time I see Madame Gazelle, I can't stop thinking of Peppa Pig. Have I told you that Madame Gazelle in Peppa Pig's actually a vampire? Google it. I'm telling you, Madame Gazelle in Peppa Pig's a vampire. There's an episode where basically, indirectly, she's definitely a vampire. Google it. I'll wait for a couple of minutes while you go off and do it. Go on, off you go. I told you. Anyway, Madame Gazelle, she asks, eyeing you sceptically. I haven't spoken with her much myself, but I knew her husband Charles very well, and I suppose that's good enough for me. That was easy enough. She keeps talking with you and seems genuinely curious about Madame Gazelle, which is good, because honestly you want her to be focusing as little attention on you as possible. While you're happy to answer her questions, you don't want to miss your opportunity with the other group, so you politely excuse yourself. You manage to reach your attending group right before they split up. You introduce yourself quickly and keep the conversation flowing just long enough to get some interesting gossip. Soon they disperse and you find yourself cursing a woman who sought to test your patience. Who does she think she is? Of course you belong here. You belong wherever you can manage to get in, otherwise you won't be there. You sound will be with temples prevent an oncoming headache. Once it subsides, you check to see if there's anything else you can do at this party. Right, so we've got that pair again. We've got random conversation. We've got this one. You notice a woman approaching you and you sense some sort of amorous intent from her, but something about the whole situation feels off. Something scandalous to be sure, but you're not certain if you want to be so close to it. It's that warnings not to do it. Again, I've done this I've done this twice now, and it's not panning to anything. But it is an interesting conversation all the same. You find yourself in a relatively secluded room, stealthily surveying the area to see if there's anyone particularly important you should be introducing yourself to. Introducing yourself is, of course, a mild breach of decorum. However, you have neither the time nor the patience for such things when there's work to be done. Your ears perk up at the sound of someone whispering behind you. While you can't make out the words themselves, it almost sounds like a frantic argument, one with a sudden resolution. A woman suddenly approaches you, appearing at the corner of your vision. But bonjour, Madame Decker, I am sorry to approach you so suddenly, but I was wondering something. But by I of course mean we, she adds quite hurriedly. Of course, how does any of this strange rambling even resemble something that ends with of course? She's the break needs to switch. Have you two come to a decision? A man asking patiently, also entering the conversation from outside of your field of vision. I was just getting to that. She hisses at her partner. Whatever foolish. I don't know what you two are plotting, but you have my attention. Oh well, you see, my husband and I you see, my husband and I are a lively but discreet married couple, and you're an interesting woman. I'm very attractive, her husband interjects over her. I don't know why you had to bring that up right this second, she replies irritably, and the two of you then pause to bicker amongst each other in whispers for a moment or so, while you sip your wine in silence. Where was I? You see, we have been looking for a woman like yourself to join us. I wonder what for. It certainly ain't bleeding crocheting. Anyway, it takes a moment for you to put their insinuations together. Not because you've never heard of a menage a trois. It's just you didn't think that you'd be approached by a pair of desperate strangers. In a way, the proposal is almost adorable. Most well-to-do couples that grow this tired of each other usually skip straight to the silent, furious adultery. Still, you don't know why you would want to be. You don't know why you'd want to act as a stand-in just to rekindle their flagging desire. I must confess, I've no idea what you're talking about. As the two of them stumble over each other to find the right way to be more direct, you feel a strange relaxing pleasure in watching the two of them squirm, in making them explain themselves to you. There's almost a clarify. There's something almost clarifying about this feeling of power. You lost a little peril. That's a risk. Medium challenge. How exactly do you want? Fantastic. I'll go find that. Fantastic. I'll go and find our coach and I'll retreat to him. And what? You want to leave right now? We haven't even greeted the host yet, or determined what you're doing this again. I'm doing what? Please pray tell. What am I doing? The argument between the two of them flares up almost instantly. They hastily excuse themselves for a moment. You sighs had disappeared to another room. If nothing else, this particular type of scandalous foolishness makes for great gossip. Oh dear, before you walk away you catch a glimpse of something shiny on the floor. Did one of them drop their coin purse? Excellent result. You swiftly took the money into your pockets. You consider feeling guilty, but the recent memory of their presumption removes such thoughts from your mind. Left to your devices once more, you stop to wonder how these sorts of things keep happening to you. Oh. That's the third time I've done that, and despite my best efforts, it always ends with nothing happening. I'm curious as to whether you can actually push that situation to the result they want. Just curious, because you seem to be able to do anything else with anybody else. You seem to be able to do, so it'll be interesting. But anyway, yeah, that's oh, it made me laugh. That just okay, cool. We'll take that. Right, where are we? Professor Isabella Garnett. Let's look at the dates. Yeah, we've got a bit of time. I wish you could move this so you could see the calendar a bit more. We'll accept that one. Close. Right, so we blew that one off. Right, okay. Let's go to this party. The Feast of Saint Sebastian. It's church. So we want something churchy. That will do. Okay. I want to do that. Keep that up. Right, cool. Right, where are we? Set to the party. Usual stuff. Serving. Yep. We'll take that. People like as pale goes down, because bill goes up. Pretty standard. Now let the games begin. It's a bit slim pickings, isn't it? Again, in my 2 attempts at recording last night, I'd done this particular one twice. What was happening, it kept saying my hard disk was full, but I've got a 1 terabit hard drive which all my recordings go to, and on my monitoring software it still has had like 24 gig spare. And I don't know what I ended up having to do was move a load of my recorded videos to one of my onto my backup HD hard drives I've got, just to free up some space. But it's really annoying because I was looking at going, it says I've got 25 gig spare. This ain't going to be bigger than 25 gig. But anyway, yeah, slim pickings. This is very slim pickings. Gentlemen, gush to settle. Or we've got. Then it is slim pickings, this one, isn't it? Jilted gentleman. Okay. So in the cluster at this party, you notice an older, distinguished man. He's standing by himself, but swaying quite a bit, which is very good. After all, a drunkard and their secrets are easily parted. You immediately head over. Bonjour, Madame de Car. I'm glad to be in your infamous presence. In fact, it is most fitting that you are here with me. After all, you and I are not so different. We are both innocent people who have been spurned for reasons that we do not control. He slurs between sips of his wine. Lowering his voice to a stage whisper, he confides to you. Also, between you and I always thought Marcel was a spiteful and gaudy woman. Damn it, where was I? Ah yes, my family has always been a loyal and Catholic one. In fact, my great-grandfather fought beside His Eminence, Cardinal Richelieu, at La Rochelle. When my wife fell terribly ill last year, I donated much of our fortune so that the priest may pray for her health. Yet, despite my generosity and their prayer, she died all the same. It was some consolation to find that our community's donations would be used to fund the construction of a new chapel a few blocks from here. Yet yesterday, when I went to the very chapel, I found my wife I find my wife's absent from the list of dedications. I lobbied the bishop repeatedly about its injustice, but he claims to be too busy at the moment and has no time. It is an outrage of the worst sort, which is why I'm here drunk and concocting a way to correct this dishonour. If you should feel better, telling me about their failings might bring you some comfort. I'm not going to do that. I want to keep my pal down. Let's go with that, because we've got decent credibility. Their failings, you say, something like rumours, you say, yes, the lad, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. That's a fantastic idea, and in fact, I know just the thing. He continues in a low voice. Again, outrageous church gossip. The conversation continues a while longer. You attempt to ply him with more wine, but it doesn't feel like you're going to get anywhere beyond what you've just learned. Your conversation slowly loses energy, and the two of you go your separate ways. The widower stumbles away from you, his path winding back and forth like a lazy river. You search around the rest of the party to see if there's anyone else you can talk to before the event finishes up. Okay, again, this is like a worst point. There was like 2 people. I've never ever had that before, when there's been like, you only had a choice of 2 conversations. You normally got a minimum of 3 to 4. Anyway, oh well. Run-of-the-mill conversation, pretty standard. In your experience, church parties tend to be quieter than most, and right now this one is no exception. You're unsure if it's a guest or the venue, but people simply aren't talking as much as you'd hope. Right as you're about to give up, you notice someone who looks nearly as bored as you are. She's staring at the other guests with an expression that can only describe as barely concealed contempt. She notices your approach. Bonjour, she says, I assume you're having trouble starting the conversation as well. I swear some people seem to think that at the moment they align themselves with the church, they have to exercise themselves of any remaining mirth or wit. I finally have something interesting to talk about, and not a single one of these people even doing with a courtesy of a smile. It's just so unwelcoming. Then again, perhaps this is time for me to keep my tongue to myself. I assume your position is similar. Let's go with these credibility check. You, but we've just met. But then again, if I can't talk to you, who can I speak with? She laughs and begins to let you in on a juicy little rumour you've never heard before. More cheap church gossip. That rumour firmly planted in your memory. You stretch conversation out a little with basic repartee and just try to be welcoming. The two of you talk for some time, and you briefly figure out quite lifeless everything was, but a few moments ago. Just things start to slow down. You slip away, search for more other opportunities. Cool, so we've got a group of priests raising money to buy large parcel land from destitute farmers. Cool, nothing there. Yeah. Is it an act of relief or just expanding the church? Yeah, again, it's kind of like, which way do you think it's going to... Personally, I think it's that one. That it's basically them just land grabbing, basically. Okay, where are we? Right. We have a gap in our diary, and we've got nothing in it. We've got no parties or anything. Just worry me ever so slightly. But anyway. Right, so we've got lots of events. We've got dissatisfied, that's Antoine, we're not doing that one. Provide for the poor, lovesick priest, you might know he's trying to raise money for less fortunate. You got latest walk, bumping to both of that pair. I think the Elizabeth, since the painting thing, I was expecting more of that type of thing, more events with her. Well, all we seem to be getting is a couple walk in the park. So I was expecting kind of a little bit more from that whole thing. That once we'd done the pitch, I thought that you'd have more of a chance to build up more of a relationship with Elizabeth. But that doesn't seem to be the case. We've got furnishings, honour aid, a certain wealthy widow, makes inquiries. And we've got salacious novelty. I want to push... Pels with journalism. Nope. That is the Who Poisoned Antoine story, I think. That one, and direct action. I'm going to go this one purely again on vertical. I did this one as well, so I do want to push this one because I want to see the honour aid story where that goes. I think we've exhausted the Elizabeth storyline very quickly because again, in my first run, that Elizabeth painting storyline was quite late on in the game for me, and quite late on, so I kicked that off early because I watched it where it went, and it went all the way to some an interesting interesting event, but I thought that might trigger more events with Elizabeth. Doesn't seem to have done. It seems to have reverted back to the just meeting in the park. So I wonder whether that'll be an after story the end of game event, because when I reran the ending of the first one I did, I got a very interesting event with Ludovicio, because that's one I'd been pushing all the way through. But anyway, alright, visit location. Out in the city, you find yourself wandering the streets, a street lined with businesses making and selling fine furniture. The air smells of rich wood, sweet resins and pungent varnishes. Just looking at all that magnificent pieces on display is enough to make you wonder how much it would cost to replace the ageing and splintering furnishings in your own home. Probably far too much. Then you spot a familiar figure wearing a dress as dark as midnight, examining a store with a worn and illegible sign. Mademoiselle doesn't seem to notice you as she enters the shop. Follow her inside. You follow Honorade inside the shop, slipping in just before the door closes. Instead, you recognise the establishment as another workshop specialising in fine furniture. The floor is littered with wood chips, but the products themselves look magnificent. Going to little peril. Honorade gently flags down the proprietor. Monsieur, is this Boule's Furnishings? Hey, what? Speak up, madam, he replies, holding a hand to his ear. All this time around, hammering and saws must have taken its toll. I said, is this Bill's Furnishings? I've been told you make bespoke furniture. What? Yes, this is Bill's, with your customer, he replies, both happily and a little too loudly. Magnifique, I've been told that you specialise in craftsmanship and discretion. As soon as you get this ... discretion, you're thinking, okay then, what's she up to? Mademoiselle says as she leans in and gnaws a large piece of parchment in front of you. What do you think it would cost to make something like this? Monsieur Boulle closely examines the paper and takes it and stares at it some more. His expression is grave. You look over his shoulder at the plans and immediately recognise Mademoiselle's handwriting. The drawing itself, though, you don't recognise the furniture. You don't recognise furniture like that. It's all hard angles and strangely placed padding as steel rings. Yeah. Yeah, let's kind of guess what she's up to, then, shall we? Don't put your thoughts in the comments though, because if you think what I'm thinking, YouTube might not be about that. But anyway, madam, what exactly have you brought into my fine shop? He asks, his voice tight. Mademoiselle starts to look concerned. Are you not Caesar Boulle? Most certainly not, madam. I'm his brother, Francois Boulle. Caesar was kicked out of the shop last year for his vile and perverse creation. You see, again, don't put it in the comments what you're thinking. I should report you to the archers for bringing this obscenity to my fine shop. If you do this, I guarantee you'll find Madame Gazelle to be a model customer. Yvette, what are you doing here? Madame Gazelle asks, noticing you for the first time. As you slip a hefty bag of coins into Monsieur Boule's pocket. You spend 30 livres. This better be worth it. The man places a hand on his newfound bag of coins and doesn't even bother to open it, merely testing it for weight. Your servant has made a fine argument, Mademoiselle. We will be willing to overlook certain indiscretions in exchange for your business. I think you'll find our craftsmanship to be outstanding. Much I expect nothing else from a man of your ability. She smiles and slips him a business card. Please send someone by when it's complete. Before you can say anything, Mademoiselle takes you by the hand and leads you outside. In fact, I want to make absolutely clear that I don't appreciate being followed. She growls at you. Yet I do find it hard to argue with the quality of your results. You get a decent amount of favour with Madame Gazelle. Of course, I must ask you to forget what you saw. She continues with a breathed laugh. After all, I'd hate to ruin any potential surprises. Yeah, I do want to see. I want to see where this goes. I really do. Look, is that her licking her lips as well? Yeah. Without other word, Madame Gazelle walks away, leaving you to puzzle over what's just happened. Ain't nothing to puzzle them, my dear. But anyway, I love this game so much. It's just hilarious. Right, okay, back in. Right, so we've got. When is that? Accepted. Oh, I've done it again, haven't I? Okay. Right, so we've got 4 on the bounce there. So let's go to the Explore Paris map again. So we've got Working Up the Nerve. That's something to do with Fatima. That's Ludovicio Still for the Poor. We've got Hire Hansel the bodyguard. I did this in run 1, and I thought it was a bit pointless, to be quite honest with you. I didn't really get anything out of it. It cost a bit of money, and it didn't really do anything for me. I wasn't really sure what the point of it was. So I'm going to lodge that, because when I did need him, he was nowhere. I danced together. You have to run your new. He suggested to you take a break from your own routines. That could be interesting. Let's go with this one, because we've got those two. Part of me thinks we should push that, because if I return to the estate, don't what I might do. We need to get rid of what normal look. If I don't take a rest day today, something will pop up, an event will popping up there. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to rest at home and hope that one is still there tomorrow. Let's get rid of our exhaustion. After yep, let's just go through that. We're right for money at the moment. So we're fine on money for the moment. Oh, look, finally knock on the door. I will pay them. Yeah, I'd love to know if there's any kind of storyline you can push forward with Camille as well. Okay. Right, let's go into explore past and see if anything's changed. So we've got a dance together, that's still there. We've got that still there. That's just room among us. Okay, I've just looked at that one. Study closely. That's Bumpy Elizabeth and Ludovicchio. Well, I'm thinking, don't know, part of me wants to do that, but part of me wants to do this one, because I think we're not going to push your story along till we do this one. Yeah, let's visit the location. With that many leads, again, I want to do that one, but I also want to kind of keep my distance from Armand, because I'm not entirely sure I'm comfortable where that's going to end up, i.e. me at the guillotine. And we don't want that, do we? Anyway. With that many leads in your investigation looking into this dreadful attempted poisoning, you head to the market. La Halle's, however, even if you do find the culprit, what could have possibly motivated them to such a heinous crime? That morning you set off towards La Halle's in the city centre. It's easy to find, as all you have to do is walk towards a massive rotund. Halle, oh bless, apologise for that. The entire market exists in a massive building shadow. Your mission of the day is to find the villainous coffee merchant who tried to kill Antone. Though you must admit the circumstances feel so strange, what could motivate the stranger to target Antone? And are they working for someone else? You arrive at the market to find the entire place to be equal parts cramped and crowded and thriving, which makes sense. Let's start that one again. You arrive at the market to find the entire place to be equal parts cramped, crowded and thriving, which makes sense for the largest fresh food market in the entire city. Even with France's dwindling supplies of grain, the rising costs of basic necessities, the Halles is filled with people bidding even higher for their daily sustenance. At the end of the day, nobody can walk away from the need to eat. An empty purse is an empty belly, and an empty belly is death. Ooh. The southern market itself works to your disadvantage, as your quarry is a single coffee merchant, and this is only defining features are that he's a strange older man who seems to suffer from tremors, perhaps from overindulgence in his own product. How can you locate such a man here? Perhaps I'll simply ask a coffee merchant who earn work from there. I should inquire about a coffee merchant with unusual twitch. Takes some time, but that line of questioning begins proving fruitful. You find yourself bouncing from one place to place as you chase down your quarry. Apparently his market will change his position with an unusual frequency. When you finally reach a distant corner of the market, you catch a pungent scent of high quality coffee. When you spy the lone man operating the store, you feel rather certain you're in the right place. Could you care for some fresh and invigorating coffee, madam? It's fresh off the ships from Saint Dominique, from the finest mountain plantations in all the world. A man at the stall asks you. His clothes are expensive but almost worn out, and his fingers twitch like a spider in its final moments. With a trembling metal spoon, he offers you a single coffee bean, and you cautiously accept it. You make a show of taking in the scent like a true connoisseur, but really you're checking it for the smell of garlic. Feeling safe, you pop the bean into your mouth and chew. The bean itself is bitter but not overpowering. They feels warm and hints of lightly burnt caramel. Ew. What is it that I, Monsieur Tory, can assist you with? Mon Dieu, that was delectable. How do you keep the vermin from devouring it? The vermin. Oh yes, I make generous use of phosphorus to keep the rats away. It's also quite good at ridding myself of the pests that should be destroyed. He replies with a smile and a strangely glassy stare. Okay. So he starts to pack up his market stall. Oh, neither words nor the man of an innocent man of that you can be sure. Man, what are you really seeking here? Let's just say I'm a connoisseur of work like yours. I'd like to know more of my work, he says, failing to conceal his surprise. I never expect to meet someone who saw my talents or really understood the allure, he continues, his voice excited but light. However, it's prudent for us to discuss this in public, says, packing his booth even faster. He digs around in his tack coat to find a business card, which he presents to you with trembling fingers. Feel free to visit me when you like. I work during the day, but I'm available most nights. I'd love to talk to you about this more. Their own medicine is now available to visit in the Paris map. With his stall hastily packed up, he leaves. You watch him disappear down the street, glancing again at his business card until you notice that he seems to have left behind a small parcel on the ground. It's a small, half-finished container of rat poison. It smells faintly stingingly like garlic. You quickly place the container in your bag. It appears that the hunt is coming to a full and proper finish. What fresh madness have I been dragged into now? This choice is for characterisation purposes only. This should not impact your path or your stats. Speak your mind. Yeah. You judge on trying to keep days of it straight in your head. You still don't know who this madman really is or what motivated him. Perhaps your next interactions will bring this to a close, but it too feels uncertain. Okay. Interesting. In the morning, you wake to find a letter already at your bedside table, sealed in plain, uncoloured wax. The wax seal hasn't been tampered with, hasn't been stamped with a vigil of any sort. You recognize this particular nondescript method of correspondence. When you open that and see handwriting suspicious, I'll confirm immediately the message is from Armand. Cher Yvette, I write to you now to explain the situation has become extremely grave. Habsburgian society was founded with the intent of achieving a great social change over the course of many years. These latest violent upheavals have shown us that our time is dwindling faster than we ever could have imagined. Simply put, our mission cannot be accomplished. I know Joanna won't like it, but I need to try and push to something that's more achievable in our dwindling hours. I have had to do this behind her back, but I accept the consequences for that. This may be her society, but this mission belongs to us all. To be honest, Joanna worries me right now. She's growing more distant and agitated by the day. I know our circumstances are taxing, but something doesn't feel right about her. Please stay safe, love, Armand. You put down the letter and wonder what Armand's plans are. Yeah, he has really stepped into our possession now. You shake your head to free yourself of the lingering thoughts of Armand. He's made his decisions, he will handle them himself. Instead, you focus on what else you plan to do the rest of your day. Yep, a bit of time for that one. Close. So we've got the Feast of St. Sebastian, another party. It's a church party, isn't it? So let's go with our Caracau and skirt. Humble Caracau and skirt. They look very nice. Very smart. Where are we? Yep, let's just ignore that one. Yep. Here we go. Keep an eye on that. Yep. Power's gone down. I'll let the games begin. Again. It's like, what? There's like, we've got 3 turns as like one person to speak to. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be the same conversation. Yeah. We've just had this conversation last party we went to. Yep, she's going to go. Yep, that was fairly simple. And it's going to be her again. Yeah, this is a bit odd. Yep. Yeah, it's the same conversation again. We'll do the same thing again. We get another piece of church gossip. It's a bit odd, isn't it? And there she is again. That's weird. I don't... It's just strange. All of a sudden, we're running out of... yeah, we're having the same conversation again. That was weird. I might actually stop doing church parties now, because that was, quite frankly, not very good. Rendezvous with Antone, that's going to be at the theatre, so we want a revolution like that one. I'm not wearing on his gift. Only better than that one. Yeah, well, that one. Rendezvous. Yep. Yeah, we know that. It's here again. And ravishing, by the way. He stays quietly but firmly walking before walking ahead of you. A staggering matter over Antone. He looks around, not really certain if he's examines. Like, yep. Yeah. I'm going to fly this because it's we've seen it before. Yeah. Again, I wish you could do different things with these rendezvous. I wish you could go to different locations with them. When it's that one, yeah, we'll accept that one. Got a bit of time. Alex, do Alex now. Do. Got to put some clothes on, I suppose. Alex is military next, so let's go. Military. Yeah. Dancing on wine. Great to see you. Decent amount of favour. Glance at the occasion. We're going to dance a lot. Yep. Standard. I am flying these because these are standard conversations we have. It's just that nothing really happens with them. What is this one? This is Elizabeth. This is going to be another one. Elizabeth is crown. I think we do need to go dress shopping. I think rendezvous. Yep. You turn to be looks stunning. I thought with this, we'd have different events for Elizabeth. After the painting, I thought we'd have more events like that. And more than just meet. So we've basically had an affair, but nothing's really happened with it, really. Yeah, it did quite well, but we get nothing out of it. Unless it's just lining us up for events that are going to happen at the end of the end. Right. Let's explore Paris. We've got a very empty diary compared to previous. So we've got medicine, we've got artistic license. Okay, rumourmongers, pride of the poor, studying chemistry. Man of science position for you. Oh, we've got medicine, direct action. Let's go and let's return to the map. Let's return to the estate a second. How long have we got? We've got 3 days. All right, okay. We'll set what we'll do. So we'll sell some gossip. Go look at dresses. Go and do that. Oh no, we need to rest first. That's a thought. That's a point. Let's sell the gossip first, and then we'll get rid of that lot because it's tanking my credibility a little bit. You enter Pierre's office to find it more disorderly than usual, with Pierre pacing frantically in the midst of all the chaos. He looks up you and says, "Ah, madame, thank God you've arrived. We want stories of the revolution. However, lots to do. Yeah, I can do that. Now to business then. Right, so what have we got? I've not ever done anything to change gossip. I've never done anything to kind of got the sway effects anywhere, so that's going to give us, we'll sell that. No chance of finding that. We'll sell that 1 in 20. We'll sell that for a 1 in 10. We'll sell that for a 1 in by value. We'll sell that, and that'll give us a 1 in 4, and we'll leave it at that. Because the amount of gossip we've got up here, these are like cheap try and gossip. If I sell that, 1 in 3, so let's not. So 1 in 3. Should we be greedy? That's going to give us a 1 in 2 chance. 50-50. Yeah, go on. What's life without a few risks, eh? The day has opened with staggering news. The king has dismissed Monsieur Jacques Necker, who was both the Prime Minister and the Controller General of Finances. Monsieur Necker's reputation as a friend of the people was so great that he was welcomed to office with a fireworks display. While it's understood he was always a controversial figure, his competence was never been in question. He argued for the abolition of serfdom and broke a policy stalemate by leaking the national budget to the press in order to show the people how dire the country's situation really was. However, this public favour wasn't enough to save him. The king dismissed him from office, and the new Controller General of Finances, Monsieur Joseph Francois Fillon. Dismissing Necker is already guaranteed to be unpopular, and replacing him with a conservative deeply loyal to the interests of the nobility would have been bad enough, but Monsieur Fillon isn't just disliked, he's despised. During the last famine, when asked of the plight of the common people, Monsieur Fillon replied, "If those rascals have no bread, let them eat hay." The common people have not forgotten this. The great tension that hangs over the country continues to build. Even alone in your home, you can feel it in the air, heavy and thick, like the smoke from a burning building. And so in past life goes on. Yeah. You ask Ben, to you, Pell's gone up, but it's not gone up an awful lot. We can take that hit, of course. Yeah. Credibility's gone down. It's a credibility hit we take. That's a problem. We've got lots of money. When is that? That is, we'll accept that one. We'll close. Elizabeth. When is that one? I'm going to decline that one for the time because I'm going to decline that one as well. Alex, I am going to accept that one. I'm disappointed we've not had anything from Honor Age for a while. So we've got 2 days before we get to that. So let's go and explore Paris again. So what we've got over here, Dance Together, that's with Armand. Working with, that's that one. Anything new? Honor Aid, I'm not bothered about that one. Hessian Dorman, Study Closely. Do we want to do that or do we want to do that? I don't really know. I'm not sure. That's just a kind of an incident. I'm going to do this one. Let's do the... you find your way to the home of the strange Monsieur Touré, who is believed to be connected to the attempted poisoning you've been investigating. How do you plan putting a stop to all of this? I don't know. Try doing it like dying. It'd be nice. Okay. When is that one? Hang on, let's have a look. You wait until nightfall before you leave. You need to head to Monsieur Touré's house. You have both his address and his rat poison. You have good reason to believe that this man is the one behind the attempt on Antoine's life. Now all that remains is for you to extract a confession. Whatever happens after that, it has yet to be determined. What am I doing here? Hang on. Yep. What's that? You reach my to do. Hang on. You reach Monsieur Touré's address to find he's even more tumbled down and dishevelled than your own. You double check to confirm the address is in fact correct. Without any idea what to do next, you knock on the door. Okay, right, sorry. You've all made it. You've made it. The coffee machine says at the moment he opens the door. So something's popped up on another screen. I'm trying to manage it at the same time. Oh, okay. But please come inside. Inside this home isn't much better. Dishevelled, disorganised and dirty. Only dots of colour within the home are various worn examples of artefacts from the Caribbean. The air smells faintly of mildew and sugar. It's certainly not the most meagre home you've ever seen, but even homes with dirty floors in the family's village didn't seem like this. This place still has some sense of order and pride. At the moment of Darling serves both my estate and my office, he says, waving vaguely at a dilapidated room. I acquire a variety of artefacts from my years of running a coffee plantation in Saint Dominique. The entire colony essentially existed to produce sugar, coffee and tobacco. Of course, I'm sure that other happenings took place there, but they're of no concern. Such things never made much money. Let me go back to the topic at hand, she says, settling into a rhythm. You said you admired my work with phosphorus, and I've never had anyone to discuss that with. I just assumed that I was alone ever since I returned to Paris. Nobody ever understood the most important question: why? Many years ago, my brother inherited our family's fortune. With only a modest parcel of coin, I went to Saint Dominique, where I purchased a small coffee plantation. Soon, it appeared I had a gift for such things. I quickly became highly profitable and well respected. You see, it's really just simple calculus. He continues with a fond smile. Bodies come in and coffee comes out. All one has to do is determine the maximum amount of coffee one can extract with each body in a short period. The market will do the rest. I'm assuming he's talking about slaves. Some told me that I was born softer I should have been softer on the slaves. I see. But I'd already purchased them. They were damned the moment they were placed on the ships. So what's the point? Anything else would simply be a waste of profit. Good one, old man. It's been said that power is intoxicating, and they were right. He chuckles wistfully. Every day was like being drunk on the finest wines. I held the power of life and death over hundreds to do with as I pleased, and wherever I looked, I was lauded for it. Anything that makes men rich must be moral. What else would you call riches but sight as approval of your actions given physical form? Why else would you trust rich men? I realised that I've been a most dreadful host. Allow me to fetch some refreshments before I go any further. Without waiting for your answer, he turns around and leaves for the kitchen. In a way I understand, it's twisted, but I understand what he's saying. This man's absolutely maniac, barely more than a rabid dog. Yeah. This broken man is twisted logic while he works in his kitchen. Tori returned with 2 steaming cups of coffee on fine cracked saucers. Nothing invigorates like fine coffee paired with heavy spoons of sugar. He leads you to a rickety table where you take a seat. You pluck one of the cups from his shaking hands and carefully smell it. Sensing no scent of garlic, you sip the coffee. Genuinely find it to be delicious. Yes, where was I? After a few years on my plantation, I've seen that my older brother had died of apoplexy, that's it. Apologise for that. So as I called back to us and manage my family's as it felt prudent to sell my plantation. I simply couldn't trust anyone else to manage it. However, my fortunes to sell the moment I returned to France, as it seemed every lesson I'd learnt in the colonies had no application here. Too many outrageous rights, too many suffocating rules, too much interference from people who had no idea how to run a business the way I did. So my fortunes have dwindled for the moment, but I barely find that troublesome. Such inconveniences are nothing to the way these people dare to look down their noses at me. They look at me like I'm a failure, like my present brilliance has no meaning. It's why I have to remind myself of the man I used to be. I'm sure this seems to clear now. Yes, this is more than a desire. It's a need for self-respect. It's all about respect. When no one takes the time to truly consider it. Take Louis Antoine de Saint-Just and all his revolutionary types. They're all dangerous animals. I know their type. Unable to respect the value of order or anything else. Does anyone really mind if I kill one of them? It's why I use rat poison. You see, it's a beautiful symbol. Please tell me you understand it. He leans in closer across the table, wide eyes shining brightly in a flicker of candlelight, his fine clothes sagging from his dwindling frame as if if they were rotting for your eyes. You understand, no? Ah, mon Dieu, I appear to have run out of coffee. Please allow me to refill our cups. I'm sorry, I rarely have company over. My manners seem to have just withered away. He gets some leaves to the kitchen, taking both cups. Monsieur turns again, once again carrying a tray of freshly refilled cups of coffee. You pick up the cup and taking the strong scent of admittedly fine brew. However, in the back of your throat you notice a faint stinging pain, and even fainter scent of garlic. Now, what exactly do you plan on doing here? I must remove this man from our midst quickly, but I am no assassin. This fool is of more value to the worms than to the living. He must die tonight. Okay then. I'm not an assassin. You set your jaw and resort to find a way, convince the man to leave Paris for good, let him be someone else's problem. Now, where were we? He asked with a grin. If I can track you down so easily, do you really think you're safe here? You and I both know that I'm not drinking this poison. Now would be a good time to flee. Flee. Ooh, this is a tough one. If I track you down, if I track you down so easily, what do you think? Do you really think you're safe here? Does he really care though? Or do I run? I'm not drinking this. In fact, I need to go flee. This is safe. Murd, he curses venomously, spit fly from his. I knew you'd be trouble. You lost quite a bit of credibility. You're going some peril. If this strange woman from the street can see through my ruses, then it really must be time for me to take my work elsewhere. Monsieur Tui leaps from his seat and methodically walks around the room, shoving everything into a few cases, an organisation, and to any of it he shoves things away, one after the other. You're not sure how long you spend waiting in this dimly lit home, but you can't really leave either. After all, you need to make sure this isn't some kind of ruse, and that he actually intends to flee Paris. However, it would soon become apparent that he really has packed up his few world possessions and intends to depart for the city. Don't you dare follow me, he hisses as at you before he storms before storming from the rain. Tory leaves with all of his bags, and you're left to your own devices in an abode with at least what remains of it. You point in your head and head outside sometime later. Even that Monsieur Tory in the room gives off an unsettling, even ghoulish feeling. You glance up and down the street, and it seems nobody has seen you leave. Antoine will be glad to hear that assassination wars are over. Of course, he would have probably preferred that you killed a man, but that's not your decision to make. That's your decision to make, not his. The only things to consider all the things to consider this, but for now you merely disappear into the night. Okay, yeah, I don't know how I would have gone about killing him. Okay, you look around the room, look up and sound Camille knocking on the door from "Good morning, madame." Already? Okay, that was quick. Right. I think that is a perfect place. Let's have a quick look at Paris map. We've got 4 pel to burn off, which we are going to have to burn off. Yeah, we are going to have to burn. So what I'm going to do is we're going to burn off this exhaustion, because we don't want to go into what we've got coming up if we're exhausted. Only 2 days ago, Prime Minister Necker was suddenly dismissed by the King. It was a decision that did not sit well with most. Today, the members of the National Assembly publicly called for the creation of a bourgeoisie militia. They want their own army. If that wasn't disturbing enough, it is well known at this point that the militia will have no shortage of volunteers. While there aren't many fears of a large-scale desertion within the military, there are still thousands of angry commoners, and it's quite easy to throw up a barricade in the streets and start trouble. Then again, a mob of angry people doesn't make an army. While Paris contains more than enough sickles, kitchen knives and hammers, any uprising would need rifles and even cannons to succeed. Those tend to be in short supply. This militia could overwhelm and rob the occasional group of watchmen or even a small military checkpoint, but the only large concentration of weaponry that you can think of in Paris is in the Bastille. The imposing castle used to be a major prison, but now it's mostly an armoury that happens to hold a few especially odious criminals in its spare cells. Of course, that would be utterly insane. Nobody tried to storm a castle in the middle of Paris. Such an act would plunge the city in a kind of chaos that one could never turn back from. The situation is dire, but surely everyone will be more reasonable than that, right? And so in Paris, in Paris, life goes on. Right. Okay. I want to push on our aid thing, but we're not getting a chance, because I think we're getting towards the, because I think this game, the revolution happens whether you like it or not. There's a revolution coming. It's where it's complete all our little things before that revolution happens. But that's all for the next one. Another interesting episode. Particularly, I want to know what Honorade was building in that. I want to know what Honorade was building in her getting that furniture maker to build, because I think that could be quite a fun little interaction. That could. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had a different experience. For example, the Elizabeth. If you've had a different experience where you've done the painting thing all the way through, like I did. And if you had any different interactions from that, because I was expecting more than that. But anyway, that's all for the next one. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I shall see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.